So today we are going to be building this thing right here. This is a forearm grip strength trainer that is attached so you don't have to hold it out with your shoulders. And it's basically a great way to prevent tendonitis, strengthen your forearms and your grip. All right, so I have decided that I'm going to build something. I don't really know what that something is, but it's gonna have to do with rock climbing, potentially like a hangboard setup. And right now I'm in the upstairs of the garage. I'll show you guys what the downstairs looks like. I haven't done a home gym tour really. There used to be a sketchy golf simulator set up here. Yeah, I just want to build some strength training equipment, but the goal today is to build a do-it-yourself curl, like a forearm curl, standalone thing. This is what I got so far. So I have to build the frame. This is going to be part of the frame. So this frame is going to be for like a hangboard, training setup, and then I'm going to have a pull-up bar coming from the ceiling so I can do muscle ups. And I'm going to take this pull-up bar off the climbing wall because it's kind of in the way. The main goal, the main purpose of this video today is to build a forearm strength trainer. And I don't know if you've ever used a wrist roller before, but you have to hold it out like this and roll it, and it turns into more of a shoulder workout than it does really a forearm workout. But what I've figured out, because I've used bearings in the past, and getting a hold of bearings is pretty difficult. Skipping the hassle, I was at Home Depot yesterday and I was just like looking at stuff and I was like, man, maybe I could build a forearm trainer with just some of this equipment. So without a bearing, all I did was I found, this is like plumbing pipe. It's like a steel pipe. I got some, these are called flanges. So yeah, they just screw on the end of this. So I have one side screwed on, and I took this off just to show you what it looks like. I just sized it up. I just used Home Depot metrics, which is just me eyeballing the size of stuff. And I was like, man, that fits perfectly on top of that bar. And now with both of these screwed on, I can make a standalone wrist roller. And what I mean by standalone is this gonna be attached to that frame and another piece of wood I'm gonna put in. And then I'm gonna attach a rope and a loading pin and some weight. And then I can just focus on my forearms. I can do massive reps. And I wanted it close to the climbing wall because I want to do supersets between forearm training and climbing. But I'm just gonna take you through my sketchy building process of putting this frame up, and we'll see what it turns into. I have a general concept. I spent like 2 hours at Home Depot yesterday visualizing the stuff I was gonna build. I didn't measure anything out. Let's get to building this stuff and see what it turns into. But again, this is the main focus today. That will not be finished today, but I need to build that in order to finish this. So I want you all to understand something about me when it comes to building stuff. I do not do it to construction standard unless it's for the house and like structural integrity. But if it's for my body weight and my performance on this, like this is a home training setup, so I will be the only one, unless it's a close friend or something coming over to train, I will be the only one using this equipment. So I don't build this, I build it, I probably overbuild some things, but I probably underbuild other things, if you know what I'm saying. So it's a home project. I buy what I think will work and I just kind of run with it. So right now I have 1 1/4 inch screws and some of these little L brackets. And I'm just gonna, this is gonna be touching the ground, and I'm just gonna secure it to the ceiling, and then that'll be like the main structure. I'm also gonna secure it to the floor. So the forces will be going directly into this, and this is supported by a center beam that goes across the floor. Again, we're on the 2nd story. I'll show you what the 1st floor looks like a little bit later. One thing I am nitpicky about though is things being level, and I can't find my really big, nice level, so I'm gonna borrow my wife's pink level that came with her toolbox. And I'm just gonna level these out and make sure they're nice and level, and then also level the horizontal beam. But hopefully this is like, this just goes pretty quick. That sucks. Well, it wasn't on camera, I'd be cussing up a storm. So as you can see, I dropped the screws everywhere. They're literally everywhere. I think this box, how many? What's a couple more? 184 pieces, all right. Well, I screwed in, what is that, 4, 6, 7? So only 170-ish I gotta pick up. So, oh, here's the bulk of them. All right, great. So I'm gonna pick these up real quick, and then I'm gonna work on the other side. So I'm just gonna pick these up. I think that's 99% of the screws picked up. Let's get back to work. All right, gotta make sure this one's level. I'm gonna go back and support everything. I just wanna make sure these two are level, and then, because again, these aren't the main focus of today. I have to build these in order to build the other thing. All right, so now I'm gonna go around and I'm going to just secure this a little more, put some screws in the top from the other side of the wood. I got some longer screws, and just make it a little more structurally sound. I found another screw. And then now I'm just gonna secure the bottom with 2 more of these brackets. All right, so now I'm trying to figure out if I want the forearm trainer to go right here, or if I want it to go on the other side, or if I want it to go over there. You can't go over there because I don't want to cut this piece of wood. So it either needs to go on that side or this side. I also need to figure out how long it is because, again, I didn't measure anything. It is nowhere near where I need it to be. Figure out a way to get it to about there. All right, so for right now, the easiest way to do this, and I'll secure it later, or figure out a way to secure this more properly, is to have these spaced out as they are, because they're the perfect distance for this bar to go here. And then all I'm gonna do is secure this to the ground. And then once these are secured together, that'll hold it in place, and that'll be enough structural integrity to make sure this doesn't go anywhere. Oh, and the way I'm measuring these, this crack right here in the plywood, it runs all the way to the front of where that one is too. So I'm just lining it up on that crack. That way they'll be relatively straight. That will do. Now I just need to make sure the forearm actual roller is level, and that should be secure enough to have the principle of this video. All right, so just to show you, these are the bolts that are going to be going through the flanges. They're just a little stronger than regular screws, so those will be going into the 4 holes in the flange and secure these 2 pieces of wood together. But I need to go find one of these sockets in order to put on that drill or another drill to be able to screw these in. So I'll be right back. Got a socket that fits. This is an impact socket, but it's the only thing I had that fit. I'm gonna screw one side in and then try to make sure the other side's level, and then screw that in. And then get our handy dandy level. Dang, that's actually like perfectly level right there. So that's what we want. I'm not even gonna do anything. I'm just gonna square this up. The crazy thing is, back when I was living in Florida, I built this crazy home circular gym campus training thing, and somebody built it exactly how I built it. Like, to the T. It was the exact training thing that I used. I thought that was super sick. Got that forearm roller going, and it's secure enough to get the job done for now. So I'm gonna go get my loading pin, and I'm gonna turn this into a slick little roller. Okay, so as a climber, you wanna use some strong rope. You don't wanna use some like Walmart rope. The reason I say as a climber is because I just had a harness sling laying around. These things are weighted insanely strong, so it'll do the trick. And so we're gonna use some magic here. I'm going to loop this around like this. And this is the part I was kind of unsure about, because as you can see, it slips, right? So what I want to do is just kind of center this and then just load it up with Gorilla Tape to provide enough friction to make sure that the rope doesn't slide, and hope it doesn't rip, because I feel like that's what's going to happen. What I was going to do is put a metal plate down here and just tape that to it so the rope kind of rests on that metal plate rather than just the tape. But screw it, right? Gorilla tape the crap out of this thing. 45 pounds. I can always re-secure it at some point. Probably easier to carabiner the rope first because there's a little tension in that. All we do is we take that and we roll it up. And look at that. We got ourselves a grade A wrist roller. And this right here, what I'm doing, is my favorite exercise to warm up and pump out the forearms. It's beautiful. And I actually kind of prefer a little bit of friction. And the nice part is, that was extension, obviously. Go the other way and do flexion. Just make sure when the weight's swinging around and you drop it, it doesn't go on your toes. But yeah, this is literally the sole purpose of this exercise here. And you can hold isometric contractions. All I'm doing here is just holding the forearm flex position, and it wants to pull my hands this way. As I was saying, I don't have to hold this out with my shoulders. This is a forearm only workout. I mean, you can roll it all the way up to the top if you wanted to. I don't like doing that with this type of stationary. I just like doing this. It is just such a good way to exercise the forearms and keep them nice and healthy. Quick little tour of the whole gym. This is going to be the upstairs. Again, that pull-up bar is coming down. This is just going to be a full-fledged climbing wall, strictly for climbing and training. But it's mostly a training wall. The reason I say that is it's very hard with this giant kick plate to do hard bouldering on it, just because you're almost standing or kneeling. So this is what it looks like as I go downstairs. This is the first floor of the gym, the lower floor of the gym. Pull-up bar. These are all the Kensui grips that I use for pull-ups. We got ourselves a Smith machine with the bench and my own little grip strength trainer with the pulley system down here. Sauna for sweating, and a preacher curl, the shoulder rehab machine, a stretching machine that needs to leave this place because that thing sucks. It's basically a medieval torture device. One of my other favorite machines, which is the Titan Fitness T-Bar Row. That is a screen that I found upstairs that the previous owners of the house left me. This is an incline, decline bench for abs. Put your feet in there, blah, blah, blah. GHD for the posterior chain. And that's pretty much it. Oh, got a lat pull down machine over here too. So that's how you get up into the upstairs. This is the stairs I built. Never built stairs before, so I'm pretty proud of them, except for the last step I mismeasured. But yeah, I'm gonna start making a bunch of stuff like I did at our previous house back in Florida. And so hopefully y'all enjoy this journey of exploring grip strength and DIY tools. That's all I got. Thanks, y'all.